Weekly Developer Briefing. Grüße. This week, Max talks mainly about the big engineer overhaul for the upcoming update 8. They acknowledge the current horrible state of barbed wires as well as the uselessness of sandbags. Sadly, there is no comment on the improvements regarding the barbed wire, which I find a bit disappointing. Barbed wire at the moment is annoying, hard to see, and more of a hindrance for both sides than defense or danger. We also get the different tiers of bunkers and barricades, which the engineer class will now be able to build. We will take a closer look at them in just a moment. So now the engineer class gets a wrench, which is the new planning/blueprint tool. With that, you now can place down the outlines of the fortifications you're about to build. Those outlines, of course, can be seen by all players of your team. Enemies, however, won't be able to see them. I hope this won't backfire, as in the enemy can see us while we are not able to see them through that ghostly structure. Alright, so you have set up your outline. What you now need is supplies. Black matter switches the current order around this time, which I think is a good idea. It is better to put down the markings or outlines and then the supplies instead of hoping that the supplies get put on the correct place. What you will also need to get those fortifications up and running is a hammer. Many of the roles will now find a hammer in their inventory. We don't know which classes though. The more people swing their hammers on that outline, the quicker it gets built. Also noteworthy, if you want to make a big building effort and actually bunker up the point, you might want to use those new supply trucks. They can deliver a huge amount of supplies and you can even drop them while sitting in the truck. We mentioned this already in the weekly dev briefing 100. Alright, let's actually take a look at those fortifications. The bunkers are looking amazing. The devs even mentioned that they made sure that nothing seems out of place when it comes to the new structures. These bunkers are completely new and were not recycled old assets. I do worry a bit when I look at the barricades. The devs sadly don't mention if you can actually attach another barricade to them. I mean, look at that concrete wall. Just imagine that single piece standing in the midst of Hurton Forest. I really hope they won't look out of place. But, as you noticed, there are different tiers of structures. According to the devs, you will be able to upgrade not only the fortifications, but also nodes and one-day repair stations. While putting up a bunker or barricade will be cheap, upgrading them will take more and more resources. That being said, there is a limit on how many fortifications each engineer can actually place in the world. Also, you want to upgrade those fortifications, since the first tier has rather poor cover and can be destroyed by heavy weapon fire. Tier 2 is improved with sandbags, so high caliber weapons won't do as much damage to you and others. Tier 3 is where it's at, cover all around and even a hint of camouflage. That green netting is however only available for the Americans, since the Axis are gonna get concrete bunkers instead, which are not destroyable by heavy weapons. Max already mentioned this before, but the German side will get the stronger defense fortifications in the game. So you might wonder, if you can't destroy them with heavy weapons, how can you remove them? That's where the satchel charges, aka the TNT or the geballte Ladung, are gonna be useful. Black Matter mentioned these in briefing number 94. The engineer can take satchel charges as a loadout and place them on bunkers and barricades. Before though, he sets the fuse length to either 30, 60 or 120 seconds. Max also gives out a little hint that one day, at least, we will also get different tiered ground emplacements, such as flag positions, for example. While that's it for the upcoming engineer and fortification update part, Max continues with a rather annoying problem lately. Some of you watching this might have experienced the lost connection to host issue. The devs are currently working on this problem with the GSPs to get it fixed as soon as possible. Also, the devs are testing additional servers to give the community more options. I assume this means more official servers to see what was the reason for people actually crashing. And that's it for this week's briefing. I personally hope that they will either show us the new Axis weapon or give us at least some info regarding the other map overhaul, that map being Sainte-Marie-Église. Anyway, that's it. I hope you had fun, and I'll be seeing you next week.